Shalom, shalom and welcome. Welcome to White Roads family. This segment is part of the judgment, warnings, and instructions subset of White Roads family. My name is Symmanayah, and before I get started, my brothers and sisters, there is something I must read. Warning and disclaimer. The information obtained in White Roads family represent instructions and warnings to individuals who believe they are drawn by the Almighty Creator Yahuah to Yahusha Mashyach. The content presented centers around end-time realities. Please be advised the site is not intended for children under 16 years of age due to its content. By continuing forward, you agree to hold Symmanayah harmless of any influence in or actions that arise as a result of watching, listening, and reviewing the content presented. The views expressed do not reflect the owners, management, and or shareholders of this media platform. White Roads family. This does not represent. We are not affiliated with any other ministries with similar names. This is White Roads family, and my name is Symmanayah. With that said, let's get into this segment, my brothers and sisters. This segment, judgment, warning, and instructions. Here set apart Yashar'al. Ezekiel, wheels and wheel, and powerful cutting, formation, and structure. Before I get into this about Ezekiel's wheels, and wheel, and powerful cutting, I want you to do yourself, me, and the obedient ones of Yashar'al a favor. Ask your moray, teacher, pastor, bishop, shepherd. Ask any leader that you are following or that you highly respect as one being used with the Almighty Father. Ask the question, when, or even if you want to use the word, if movement come for you and those within the area whom which you fellowship. If movement come during end times, ask the question, what are the instructions? What would the formation look like? What would be the characteristics of coming together and moving together? Ask that of your leader. I submit to you, my brothers and sisters, there are many leaders, morays, teachers, shepherds, pastors, and bishops who believe they should be in the front of the line. And there are those who they would call their right hand, or the second or third or fourth in command, would be close to the tip of the group, the front of the line. I say to you, many of them will probably say, this is the way to lead. We are the tip of the sword. But let me ask you this, O Yashar'al. If you had the tip of a sword or the tip of the arrow, and all leadership represented the tip of the arrow, who or what protects the stem of the arrow, or the body of the blade, or the handle? I submit to you, Yashar'al, any leader who sit there and says that they would be right up front with their right hand and the second and third in command all up front, ask them the question, how would those that are in the back of the line, in the middle of the line, at the end of the line, how would they be protected? Ask them with such formation as a sword or arrow, how would the rest of the body be protected and guarded? I submit to you, O Yashar'al, if you want to answer to these questions, this segment is one that you will be wise to listen to. Yashar'al, O Yashar'al, let me press forward, and I will connect how Ezekiel's wheels and wheel represent a formation, a structure for Yashar'al in the coming of days, and there will be powerful cutting through all obstacles and barriers that will try to impede or stop or slow down the gathering of a set-apart awakening nation. Come with me. My brothers and sisters, I'm in Ezekiel, 1st chapter, verses 13 through 16. Ezekiel 1:13 through 16. In the likeness of the living creatures, that their appearance was like burning coals of fire, and like the appearance of torches, moving back and forth among the living creatures, and the fire was bright, and out of the fire went lightning. And the living creatures ran back and forth like the appearance of a flash of lightning. And I looked at the living creatures, and I saw a wheel on the earth besides each living creature with its 4 faces. The appearance of the wheels in their works was like the appearance of beryl, and all 4 had the same form. The appearance of their works was as it were a wheel in the middle of a wheel. Notice that in the 13th verse, my brothers and sisters, it said fire went out as lightning. Hold that thought, a flash of lightning. Keep that in mind. Notice that it mentioned a wheel. And many people talk about Ezekiel's wheel. Many don't say wheels. They often say wheel. But I submit to you, my brothers and sisters, the formation of Yashar'al will be as wheels within wheels. And as we come to merge, we will ultimately merge with a formation that will resemble one gigantic wheel set apart. Formation of Yashar'al is to come. We will see that the axis of that wheel will be the set apart mountain, Mount Sinai. Come with me, my brothers and sisters, as I continue. I believe the Almighty Father directed me to present these words to you, O Yashar'al. Picture cutting instruments. Are they used for separating? When you think about something to cut with, do you think of a razor blade, a knife, a sword? Do you think of some instrument when it comes to cutting? But I say to you, my brothers and sisters, we are in end times, and as the truth is unveiled before us, as we find ourselves being prepared to recognize the power of the inward man, the power of our inward man joined with the Almighty Father Yahuah in Yahusha's name. As we recognize that power, our perception of things will change. I'm compelled to believe when I said a cutting instrument, most people probably would have thought of a knife, a sword, some even a razor blade. Some might even say a food processor, a blender. I say to you, my brothers and sisters, all of these cutting instruments are used for making separating. Now, think about the body of Yashar'al. Are we not to be set apart? Think about being set apart. Does this require separation? Could it also mean that there's a cutting that will go forth? Have we not read about the word of Yahuah? How he is quick. Let me tell you, let me show you what I'm talking about, O Yashar'al. As we continue, bear with me. Consider the makeup, my brothers and sisters. I want you to consider the makeup of a laser. I want you to consider the contents of a water jet cutting device. So what I would like for you to do, my brothers and sisters, if you want to be compliant and get the full sequential message, pause this video and search the word lasers and look at the images of a laser. Then once you do that, put in the word water jet cutting and take a look at the image or videos regarding a laser or water jet cutting. My brothers and sisters, I say to you, lasers and water jet cutting, search and review their characteristics. There will be protection for those chosen by the Almighty Father Yahuah in Yahusha's name to fulfill specific assigned tasks. Notice I said there will be protection. If you still remember, I stated what would happen in formation if all the leaders was at the front of the line. Who would protect those in the rest of the body, or the rest of those in line, in the middle or at the end? I submit to you, there is a formation that the Most High have for us, and we will be protected with power and might. And I'm going to attach how this have any reference to laser and water jet cutting. There will be protection, my brothers and sisters. Pray, study, pray some more, watch, and seek to discern what I'm about to present, my brothers and sisters. Yashar'al. Consider Hebrews 4:12. It reads, "For the word of the Almighty One is living and working, and sharper than any two-edged sword, cutting through even to the dividing of being and spirit and joints and marrow, and able to judge the thoughts and intentions of the heart. And there is no creature hidden from his sight, but all are naked and laid bare before the eyes of him with whom is our account." Yashar'al, the word of Yahuah, quicker than any two-edged sword. See, I believe without a doubt when I talk about visualize a sword or arrow or a knife. I even went so far as saying a food processor, blender, maybe even scissors. I didn't mention those. My brothers and sisters, these are the things that come to mind first and foremost. Some might even say a saw blade. Now we get into a different shape altogether, possibly. Sure, the jigsaw blade may be a straight line with the cutting edge on one side. But what about a circular saw? Could the teeth of a circular saw, if you magnify it, look like the tip of a sword or arrow all around? Are you beginning to get where I'm going with this? Maybe not. So stay with me, my brothers and sisters. The word of the Almighty Father, quick. Bear with me. Come with me and let's visit the following. Here, my brothers and sisters, Ephesians chapter 6, verse 13 through 20. "Because of this, take on the complete armor of the Almighty One, so that you have power to withstand in the wicked day, and having done all to stand. Stand then, having girded your waist with truth, having put on the breastplate of righteousness, having fitted your feet with the preparation of the good news of peace. Above all, having taken up the shield of belief, with which you shall have power to quench the burning arrows of the wicked one. Take also the helmet of deliverance, and the sword of the Spirit, which is the sword of the Almighty One, praying at all times with all prayer and supplication in the Spirit, watching in all perseverance and supplication for all that is set apart ones. Also for me, that a word might be given to me in the opening of my mouth, to be bold in making known the secret of the good news, for which I am the envoy in chains, that in it I might speak boldly as I should speak." My brothers and sisters, you see that I have highlighted the armor of the Almighty One. So it's more to the sword. It's more to battle. It's more to protection than just the sword. We see it mentioned other things: girding your waist with truth, putting on the breastplate of righteousness, the helmet of deliverance, but the sword of the Spirit. Notice when they say the sword of the Spirit, they say praying at all times. I say to you, O Yashar'al, my brothers and sisters, as end time bring forth movement, there will be formation, there will be structure, and all sides all around will be protected. The front, the sides, and the rear will be protected. You may want to challenge or introduce to your leaders the need for all sides to be protected as Yashar'al began to move. I submit to you that the Almighty Father made it known that Ezekiel's will represents a formation for Yashar'al as we begin to come together. And as we begin to move as one wheel inside of another wheel, and we will begin to merge, and we will begin to grow in numbers and mass, and we will move to the exit point of our prospective countries, and we will travel to the promised land. We will travel with the central point of the true Mount Sinai, which is currently known as JWI. Pray and watch, O Yashar'al. The wheel that Ezekiel saw represented the formation and structure that we will take on to protect the children, the seniors, and the disabled as we find ourselves being guided by the Spirit of Yahusha and beginning to move. Consider Exodus 24:17. It says, "In the appearance of the esteem of Yahuah was like a consuming fire on the top of the mountain before the eyes of the children of Yashar'al." I submit to you, we will witness such event occur when those who are gathered from the four corners of the earth return to the set-apart mountain where Mashyach received the 10 Commandments and other instructions from the Almighty Father Yahuah. Keep in mind, my brothers and sisters, end times demand forced migrations. And as I have spoken before, I believe the ring of fire is as the borders of a scroll that have been opened to its max, and that the Almighty Father will begin to light up the ring of fire like no one has ever and could have ever imagined, forcing individuals. If you are east of the ring of fire, forced migration will begin eastward. If you are west of the east of the ring of fire, forced migration will begin going west. So in other words, if you are on the other side of the international date line of the ring of fire, you will see forced migration beginning to go westward. If you are on the east side of the ring of fire or the international date line, you will see forced migrations moving eastward. And I am compelled to believe that the Western Hemisphere, the ultimate exit point, will be in the state of Virginia, the Commonwealth of Virginia. We will witness a great multitude come together in the state of Virginia before crossing the Atlantic Ocean. There will be a mass gathering. And I say often, if you compare millions to billions, it is still a remnant, but it is also a great multitude. Notice that in Revelation 7:9, it stated that a great multitude whose white robes were washed in the blood of the Lamb. It also speaks of the 144,000. The gathering will come, O Yashar'al, and he that is as a consuming fire will be the most powerful sight we can imagine. Stay with me. Hebrews 12:28 and 29 say, "Therefore, receiving an unshakable reign, let us hold the favor through which we serve the Almighty One pleasingly with reverence and awe. For indeed, our Almighty One is a consuming fire." You with me, O Yashar'al? Now I say to you, my brothers and sisters, let's examine the connections to all that I've said so far, for I believe there will be a greater exodus. I pray that you're able to discern the connections and precision processes of separation by using water, his words, fire, his spirit, wheels for movement. Consider what I talked about earlier, my brothers and sisters. A laser. A laser requires heat. See, when it comes to cutting and blazing a trail for the set-apart family of Yashar'al as we are gathered, we will see the precision of Yahuwah's powerful spirit as a consuming fire, but with the precision that is greater than a laser. with something better than a laser. That's probably the most precise thing I can use. And the heat related to the consuming fire, the power and might of the Almighty Father. And water. Did you look up water jet? Did you look at the video? If you looked at any videos about water jet cutting, you'll see it can cut paper with precision. Do not water sometimes represent the word of the Almighty Father? I submit to you, my brothers and sisters, with the precision of a laser and the precision of a cutting water jet, his word cutting through with precision, making a way for the set apart ones to be gathered from the four corners of the earth. We will see, my brothers and sisters, if you witness when he talked about Ezekiel's wheel, how it did not, the four beasts, they did not turn left or right, but they moved in all directions. Yashar'al will be gathered from all directions. Picture this, O Yashar'al. If there was an arrow or a sword, like my finger that I'm showing, and they realized they was going the wrong way, or they realized they needed to go to the left or the right, either direction, do you think that it's going to be time for the whole line to curve around so the leader will be at the tip going the opposite direction, whether it be left, right, or back? But consider the formation of Ezekiel's wheel. Consider every individual that is called by the Almighty Father to fulfill the gathering from the four corners of the earth. Consider that they are strong, sharp leaders assigned and tasked to cover every perimeter of the group that is being gathered. Someone on the front, someone on the side, someone on the back, someone on the other side, surrounding the rest of the body who may be still on milk, who may be undiscerning, who may not be among the first fruit to discern. So consider the leaders surrounding the body of those who will be moving from one point to the next. Now ask your leader, your moray, your teacher, bishop, who would protect the ranks to the left, to the right, and to the rear? Now if movement comes, as you move from the north to the south, or from the south to the north, or from the east to the west, or from the west to the east, whichever direction you move, there will be no need of re-angling the tip of the sword or the arrow. For no matter which direction you go, the perimeter is protected by those who have been trained to yield to the Spirit of Yahuah and walk as priests and leaders among a gathering set apart awakening nation, those who are drawn to fulfill. Ezekiel's wheel is a formation. There's so much I can say about it, my brothers and sisters. Connect the dots. The most precise cutting tool that man can speak of right now is either a laser or the keenness and sharpness of a water jet. Both requires force. And I submit to you, in our movement, it requires power. And that power would be the ultimate power from the Almighty Father Yahuah. Both requires a keen and precise movement. Precision comes as a result of refining the aim, refining the tool that we'll use to execute what needs to be precise. So I say to you, my brothers and sisters, do not despise the discipline and wisdom of the Almighty Father. As he disciplines us and refines us, he is making us sharp and keen. He is making us identify the power of the Spirit within us to work what he believes we need to move and fulfill what is written. To those who will face physical death and not be gathered from the four corners of the earth, he is sharpening us and preparing us to let us know that in so great a cloud of witnesses as it is written in the scriptures, we are protected all around. And with precision, we can look physical death in the face because we know to lose these bodies for Yahusha's name will be gain. Hear, O Yashar'al, hear these words. The sooner we can understand the dynamics of cutting through the obstacles, cutting through the wickedness, cutting through the pride, cutting through our feelings and emotions that will try to dictate our actions. The sooner we recognize that, our spirit will well up within our earthen vessels, and we will find ourselves moving with the power and strength of the Almighty Father in Yahusha's name. I say to you, O Yashar'al, hear these words. Hear these words, my brothers and sisters. See, hear, discern. We have physical eyes and physical ears. We have a spirit within to discern right or wrong. Let us not take these for granted. Let us begin to recognize there is a flow of information coming to us in the form of discipline, in the form of judgment being executed in the house of Yahuah first, in the form of equipping us with instructions and warnings to move with precision, O Yashar'al. Pray and watch. The Almighty Father will bring the evidence and the proof. He who waits till mass movement begins will find themselves caught in congestion. Those who have been chosen will blaze and cut through, ahead of all widespread destruction, those who must fulfill the final exodus. Hear, see, discern, my brothers and sisters. The time is now. Time to take on a ready mind, body, and soul, my brothers and sisters. Are you hearing me? Can you receive these words? It is time, O Yashar'al. It is time to take on a ready mind, body, and soul. It is time to begin to recognize that soon and very soon, a sense of urgency will well up beyond those who already see a sense of urgency to move out of the path of destruction that have begun. Pray and watch, my brothers and sisters. Phenomenal things are coming, and they will bring about the presence of He who is the consuming fire, such that man will not be able to point to an individual, for the individual may just speak what is to come. The Watchman of Yahuah may speak the warnings of what they see, what we see. But I say to you, my brothers and sisters, it is not the fault of the messenger that what is to come has begun. Watch, O Yashar'al. Like a scroll, forced migrations will begin, with man ultimately moving back to the center region where life began. Pray and watch, my brothers and sisters. Do you have a ready mind? Do you know what it takes to establish a ready mind? Are you asking questions? Are you vetting? Are you examining yourself and one another to assure that you're placed in the right position to accomplish the tasks that are required? Yashar'al, O Yashar'al, unity and movement comes. End times are here. We cannot stop. We cannot pause. We cannot rewind. But know this, O Yashar'al, 2 Corinthians 4:16. It lets us know how these outward bodies are perishing, how this outward man is perishing as we age, as we tire, as we are weakened. But our inward man is renewed day by day. It is the inward spirit. It is the spirit of the Almighty Father joined with our spirit joined with Him by Yahusha Mashyach, functioning in these earthen vessels that will one day return to the earth. But our spirit, we will recognize something very phenomenal, very powerful. As we witness the formation and structure resemble a wheel, we will see what Ezekiel's wheel really means. We will see how those that are gathered will be protected. We will see those that are martyred will be protected till such a time as required. We will see those who are ordered to shelter in place and be the last voice of the Spirit of Yahusha speaking to those who face destruction that is to come. Pray and watch, my brothers and sisters. The tribulations speak of earthquakes, wars, and rumors of wars, famine, pestilence, disease. Do you not think that widespread death in all of this, for the set apart ones who are chosen for His esteem to fulfill the final exodus, the greater exodus, do you not think that it requires precise cutting power beyond laser, beyond water jets? But that is the most precise example I can give you to look at. And if you did not look at a video on laser cutting or water jet cutting, please do so, and you will find it will have a greater impact on understanding Ezekiel's will. and how the wheels will move, a wheel within a wheel, and that the final formation of Yashar'al will be centered around the set-apart mountain of Yahuah, the true Mount Sinai. Unity comes, my brothers and sisters. Pray and watch. My brothers and sisters, judgment, warnings, and instructions. Hear, O set-apart Yashar'al, prepare to witness Ezekiel's wheels in wheel and the powerful cutting processes that will be executed and that are being executed by the Almighty Father and those that are serving Him. Pray and watch, my brothers and sisters. The formation and structure of a set-apart awakening nation have begun. I salute your fortitude, your strength, your hunger for set-apartness, your desire to do the will of the Almighty Father. I salute you, O listener to these words, my brother, my sister, if you are one who seek to do the will of the Almighty Father, whether Abrahym, commonly known as Hebrews, or whether Gentiles, commonly known as Goym, if you seek to do the will of the Almighty Father, you are indeed my brother or my sister. I salute you, and I pray that the Most High enrich you with discerning His set-apart presence, His power, His might, His living word, to discern the difference between good and evil, to discern the difference between right and wrong. I salute you, O set-apart nation, O set-apart family. With these words said, I say to you, Shalum.